Hello aspirants, welcome to the Hi-Fi of the Day, Daily Current Affairs by Alchemy IAS Institute. I am Suhas. We are going to discuss the 5 most important news topic of the day which will be relevant for your UPSC civil service preparation. The Rhizotope project. Rhinos are species which threatened because of massive killing for their horn, because the countries like China and Vietnam is believing that there is some medicinal qualities there in rhinoceros, this single horn. For that horn, this animal is being hunted by the locals in Africa mainly. And this project, that Rhizotope project, it is implementing in South Africa. And what is this Rhizotope? It is a low dose radioactive isotope tagging in the rhino's horns. So what is the benefit of this tagging? It can be detection through radiation portal monitors at ports, borders, and airport. So when the horns are being cut from this rhino, and the rhinos are also being killed, and these horns will be smuggled through airport, seaport, and borders. So during this transit, these horns will produce a radioactive signal, and the radiation portal monitor system can capture the signal and identify there is a smuggling is happening this with this uh, horns of its rhinos. And where it is happening in South Africa, waterberg biosphere in Limpopo provinces, and it is around 250 kilometers from Johannesburg. And why it is relevant for India? India is a home to this Indian rhinoceros, and mainly we are maintaining this rhinoceros in Kaziranga National Park in Assam and Pobitora, Manas, Orang National Parks. So this topic is relevant for our environment, current affairs, and science and technology. There was a testing of Pralay missiles along with this Agni Prime. So what is the significance of Pralay missile? It's a major boost for India's tactical strike capability, and it's complementing long range Agni series by providing a short range precision strike capability, and it's difficult to intercept due to its maneuverability, unlike traditional ballistic missile. So what is the importance? It is a semi ballistic missile. What is this meaning of a semi ballistic missile? It is not a fully ballistic missile. Ballistic missile follow a projectile path, but this Pralay missile can maneuver mid-air. It's not a fully cruise missile. It's not a fully ballistic missile. It is in between this cruise and ballistic missile. Because of this ability, it is unlikely to difficult to intercept due to this maneuverability. And the its type is called a quasi-ballistic missile, developed by DRDO, and first testing was in December 2021, and it is a solid propulsion system missile and guided with advanced inertial navigation system with a state-of-the-art precision. And warhead we can use in conventional warhead, but capable of carrying different type of tactical uses. And the trajectory is low with ability to maneuver in the mid-flight. That's why it is called a quasi-ballistic missile. Global Plastic Treaty talk. So first, Global Plastic Treaty, and it is addressing about microplastic and nanoplastic. And the present scenario, this micro and nanoplastic poses human health issues like in carcinogenous and or duct health issues, and the public health concern is like it is possessing neurotoxicants, the endocrine disruption problems are there like that, and many other untested and unregulated issues are also there with the microplastic and nanoplastic. And why there is a global plastic treaty is needed? The plastic production in the world rose from 2 million ton, it was in 1950, now 348 million tons in 2017, and may doubled by 2040. That much plastic is being produced, and current efforts are fragmented to curb this plastic pollution and need of this treaty covering the production, design, use and disposal and the recycling of this single-use plastic. And there are some factual information that Lancet Counter on Plastic is a global monitoring system launched in 2025 to track health impact of plastics. And United Nations Environment Assembly, the world's highest level decision-making body on environmental issues. An intergovernmental negotiation committee, this is a UN's body tasked with framing the global plastic treaty. These are factual information which will be useful for your preliminary examination. Why Sylheti is not a Bangladeshi language? The issue was when this Delhi police tagged this Bengali is a Bangladeshi national language, and it's something political. So what is this? Let's talk about this Sylheti. What is this Sylheti language? It's spoken in the Sylheti division of Bangladesh, and in India, in the Barak Valley of Assam, Tripura, and parts of Meghalaya also in India. An estimated 7 million speakers in India are alone. In India alone, 7 million speakers are. And as a phonetic different from standard Bengali, but shared morphology and the syntax, that orders of the word. It's same. So there is a debate: is it a language or a dialect? The scholars debate that some view that Sylheti is a dialect of Bengali due to mutual intelligibility, but others argue it's a distinct language, citing unique Sylhet Nagari script, independent phonetics, limited mutual intelligibility among non-exposed Bengali speakers. So what are the historical context of this Sylhet and the partition? In 1874, the Sylhet annexed to Assam from Bengal by the Britishers to increase the Assam's revenue base. And in 1947, through a referendum, majority voted for joining in the East Pakistan, that is Bangladesh. Sorry, today's Bangladesh, that is East Pakistan. But the Karimanj, that portion, that Shribhumi remained in India. And the migration pattern happened like a long-standing economic and cultural migration of Sylhets since the late 19th century. That in 1901 census recorded the Sylhetis across the Assam as clerks and traders. And the news from Science and Technology, the starfish wasting disease finally identified after 15 years of confusion or else like searching. What is this starfish wasting disease? It was a devastating disease which starfish loses its limbs and their bodies melt into goo. So it causes mass mortality in various starfishes in species, around 5 million starfish. And sunflower sea stars were worst affected. 90% of the population declined due to this unknown disease. So why this starfish ecology is very important? Starfish are keystone predators. Like we were discussing about this tiger, how tiger is a keystone species. Like the starfish is a keystone predator. It's feed on sea urchins, keeping the population in check. And sea urchins boom is forced to starfish die off, led to destruction of kelp forest, and kelp forest means crucial habitat and carbon sink. That means starfish does means ecosystem imbalance, biodiversity lost. So it's a keystone species in marine ecosystem. So what was it? How was the culprit bacterium found? Earlier we were thinking, initial assumption was it was a virus called a densovirus, but later it's proven that actual infection site is chorionic fluid in limb starfish internal fluid, not just the tissues, but earlier assumption was wrong. So the breakthrough was happening in Hakai Institute, British Columbia, that lab experience with healthy and diseased starfish, that heating infected material stopped the infection. That indicated it's a bacterial disease. So that isolated bacteria was Vibrio pectinexida present only in the infected specimen. That was the reason. So why it took long time to detect this bacteria? Because it's a First it got a misconception, like it was a virus, so we were searching for this virus, and above that is a marine species, this complex ecosystem. That was another reason why it got delayed to find out the real culprit. And what is the way out for this disease? One thing, like we can improve the star health immunity by probiotic treatment, or else like we can release genetically modified this bacteria resistant starfishes into the marine system ecosystem. Finally, current affairs question of the day. Consider the following statement regarding the microplastic. Microplastics are synthetic polymer particles less than 5 millimeter in size. They are only formed through the breakdown of larger plastic products, are not manufactured directly. Microplastics have been detected in human body, human blood, placenta, and breast milk. Microplastics are completely biodegradable in natural marine environment. Which of the statement given above are correct? The options are given here. Comment your right answer in the comment section below.